Hey, if you're just coming in here randomly, you may want to, if you're confused, may want to back up and watch the last two, or feel free to watch them out of sequence. I'd probably do that. But if you're coming in here from the part 2, good, you're in the right place. But I don't consider this a part 3. It's really a part 2 to the first part 1, and the part 2 that you just watched is like I blame YouTube. It's some sort of corruption. I think all the viewing I've done, they've manipulated my mind in a way. The part 2, that was not the part 2 that it was intended. So this is the real part, version 2 of part 2, if you wish. You can call this part 1 of an alternate ending. No. Okay, not important. I wanted to talk about the world and its problems, and how I'm trying to help a little. I know I'm not doing very well yet, but that's why we keep making more videos, right? Keep learning. The world. We're going to talk about the real world, fixing the problems. One problem I've figured out is that we're not really talking about one world. Because if we're each a singular experience of consciousness, itch. We each have a world constructed in our head through our experience, our schooling, interaction with family. We construct an image of everything contained in this whole deal. And up a ways, out a little bit. But this is a pretty good symbol for it that's handy. So and with us each being unique, there's billions of versions of this world, and each of those has a pair of hands. I mean, some of these are generalizations, but billions of consciousness that have a pair of hands, some legs, mobility, emotions, thoughts, goals, illusions, delusions, mental issues, emotions, hardships, love, right? And these are powerful. And really our biggest problem is all of them. Like the sheer number of them and what lots of them are doing. And little tribes, small clans living alone, they're not the biggest problem. It's these big clumps, especially in my own, just going around and around, that's up here, my own clump, all this density. It's a problem. So I can start with the physical. I could start picking up litter, spend the rest of my life picking up litter, trying to make a physical impact on the world, and then when I die, and the world inside my head loses its ability to directly influence the physical, it's kind of divorced from the real world. And the real world is still here. with all these other worlds walking around on it. So I think it's more important to influence all these worlds. Like, wake people up, expand awareness. And listen, I don't want to clone my world into yours, okay? There's shit up here that bugs me, right? Differences I see between these, right? But if we're gonna start to tackle this, I gotta reach as many of you as I can, and try to, you know, rub against your thought world with my thought world, get some pressure there between them, touch my thoughts to yours. And, you know, I question my own thoughts, so please question your own. And I try real hard to question everything I hear. And I really do occasionally try and question things I hear and agree with. A lot of people don't bother with that, but question everything. Run it through your head a couple times. If something, right, something emotional, something logical, something doesn't seem right, try it again. Try and flip it over, turn it around. The dualistic thought, think of the opposite, right? Like, see if they can coexist, because there's a lot of complexity out there, and trying to tackle it with a little bit of intelligence. I'm gonna check the time and stay up here. Alright, yeah, I gotta wrap it up real quick here. I think I got to it. Just that, like, there's one physical world, but there's billions of these conceptual constructs, right, that are going around. Sex, drugs, and rock and roll, right? Global harmonics. Harmonize. We got to learn to exist mutually with the world. You know. And that extends on a lot of things, you know. It's against violence, it's against pollution, it's against just consumption for the sake of it. World peace. I will, yeah. That was a good part 3.